In the history of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, only a few presidents have intentionally skipped the annual soiree. Since he's been president, Donald Trump hasn't attended any, and he's telling his staff not to go either, prompting the usual calls for an end to the tradition. It's not like he's never been to a White House Correspondents' Dinner. Here is then businessman Donald Trump in 2011.
No one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Did we fake the moon landing?
Whatever, President Trump won't be at the dinner this year, and apparently neither will anyone from his administration.
I actually really like Sarah. I think she's very resourceful. Like, she burns facts, and then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye.
Comedian Michelle Wolf got panned by the president and some members of the press after last year's performance. But even before that, the Washington Post's Margaret Sullivan said the dinner needs to end, calling it embarrassing and ridiculous. Back in 2004, this President Bush appearance was deemed cringeworthy.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
Kind of funny, though. But as comedian Hassan Minhaj pointed out at the 2017 dinner, this president doesn't have much of a sense of humor.
A lot of people told me if you go after the administration, it would be petty, unfair, and childish. In other words, presidential.
Back then, Minhaj had this prognostication.
Welcome to the series finale of the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
That was then, and this is now. We're on for Saturday night. I think they have changed the tone of this. I think they're going to take the comedian element out of it, because that was actually sort of a recent addition. This is a fundraiser. This is actually a very worthy cause. I enjoy kind of the run-up to it. I usually watch it. I know, get a life. I usually do watch it on Saturday night. It starts awfully late. That's the only complaint I have about it, the actual presentation part of it. But it's not going to go away, do you think?
I don't think it's going to go away, and I hope it doesn't go away. I think that this dinner was going on before Donald Trump was president, and it will be going on after Donald Trump was president. And I think it's going to be interesting to see whether people on his staff don't go to it. I imagine they won't. But one of the interesting things that I read in the Mueller report was that a lot of people don't follow his orders and do things or don't do things that he has requested. So we'll see.
He would fire them if they went.
Well, they would. Like I said, they probably are
They'll wear
stay
masks.
They're going to stay home. But I thought that last year's speaker was inappropriate. The woman who made fun of Sarah Huckabee Sanders,
right?
And
not funny.
People said that that dinner is for making people singe, not burn, and they burned her. Yeah. And so this year they have, as you mentioned, a historian who's going to be more middle of the road as the speaker, I think.
I've been saying for years that they should get rid of it. It's just been this excess. It's an orgy of access, and it's just been awful. Now is the wrong time to cancel it. It seems to be getting back to what it ought to be. Fundraising, a focus on the First Amendment. You're not going to be palling around with people from the White House because they're not supposed to go. It's kind of a lower profile event now, which is what it should have been. So let's continue with it.
Might not be televised, though, and Emily won't be able to watch it.
Well, that's fine.
I'm with the cancel it. At least it had gotten out of control.
Yes.
And, I thought Michelle Wolf last year, believe me, that was so bad that and her attacks on Sanders, that was just unworthy of anything, and in my view, that should have killed it right there. But this has been going on since 1914, and I think there is some merit in there being an opportunity for there to be a social gathering. The problem with this is the White House correspondents, the list of people who go is ridiculously bloated. These aren't people who actually cover the White House. They are like second and third cousins of somebody who might have been at the White House once. And the whole thing was, what celebrity can you bring to sit at your table? And who had the wildest celebrity?
One of them was Donna Rice.
One of them was Donna Rice.
And that was your big story. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So I think if they can get it back to what it was initially, and Ron Chernow, the speaker this year, it's interesting. You could have something that is serious and worthy, but not now.
I don't know what the value is in having members of the administration, not just this one, but anyone, pretend that they are buddies with the people who cover them, when in fact the relationship is or should be inherently adversarial. So if they got rid of that piece and just made it members of the media, members of the press.
But don't you think they should be roasting the president?
But why? What's the value? It might be fun, but in terms of the greater good that's served, I don't know what the value is. Also, I would just point out that even if you didn't like Michelle Wolf's tone, she wasn't wrong about Sarah Sanders and facts, right?
Oh, please.
But she said some other things, too.
No, but I'm talking about the factual piece, the bite that we use. What did she say? She singes facts and uses them to make smoky eye. I mean, Sarah Sanders isn't big on facts.
No, but
yeah.
she also took a couple of other, shots at her appearance. I don't know.